Did you have a ride already?
First time.
Come.
Could you imagine living in a city?
I can't imagine the stress.
I probably didn't. What advice would you have to give to the outside world?
Maybe we should be learning from them.
These days, no. I've been eating pie every day.
Oh, every day.
You read a lot.
Yeah.
What do you guys like to read? You guys are so in your own world here.
Probably too much so.
30,000 acre plus.
We try not to depend on government. We take care of our own. Didn't have any buggy ride.
No.
Maybe we should hitch up and go for a ride.
Let's do it. The horses know what the stop is?
And they know which way to stop.
Parking zone. You lock your doors on your house? One more chance. Oh! Good morning, guys. Here in Amish country, where farming is the backbone of life. So today we have the great privilege, or more like it, sheer luck, of getting in with an Old-Order Amish family. Just to be very clear, this is not easy access to get into these situations, but we're doing it. We're getting on a farm. So I'm gonna get out there in the fields and see what it's like and learn how they farm and how they live Amish style. We are out in the fields. Ivan, should I jump on?
Probably not on this. This one isn't as safe.
Oh, go on with the kids?
Yeah, they're gonna trade. We're gonna trade.
Okay.
Oh, that's one thing. See, they stopped. They heard me say "ho."
So Ivan, to get this straight, Old-Order Amish use like a hybrid of technology and antiquated means like horses and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So for this you do horses,
Yeah.
but you're gonna use a baler, right?
Yeah. We use the baler, and then there's like a power cart. There's like a motor on the cart
Oh, okay.
that
So
drives the baler.
who makes that decision? Is that the church?
Yeah, probably elders of the church and the ministry, and
Okay.
there's like 140 churches
Okay.
like in this area.
Okay.
Oh, there's more than 140. There's a lot more than 140.
Okay. What's your name, buddy?
Paul.
Paul?
Carl.
Carl. Peter.
Okay, Keith, you probably just go back and forth. I leave a space in the center because you probably can't rake it together with that. It's only one drive. Come. Did you have a ride already?
First time. You like school? Not really. I didn't either.
But he really liked his teacher. Have you ever had a blackberry?
Yeah, I've had a blackberry, but you got
Okay.
blackberry bushes here?
Yeah, right. There's some right along here.
So your whole property, everything's organic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
How do you feel about that? Apart from making more money with organic, do you feel better about doing organic, or doesn't really matter?
I definitely do, because of the chemicals. Now these are more sweet, like a tart. Sweet tart. Okay, no, these don't have any bugs.
So Ivan, could you imagine living in a city?
Oh, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine, because you wouldn't get to do this.
What does it look like to you living in Amish world? When you look out, you see the other parts of the country. What do you think of it? Or you're just in your own world, you don't even notice?
Yeah, you notice that. I follow the news some, and it's just, I can't imagine the stress of just being, I mean, what we have here is unbelievable. I mean, wherever there's people, there's going to be problems. But it's so neat. The lifestyle we have, and it's more laid back, and in farming, you get that even more. Just for example, my neighbor out here over that hill, William Miller.
Okay.
He had an accident. He was mowing hay, and he had an accident, real bad accident.
Okay.
And just this last cutting, there were 5 of us went in and cut all his hay. The next day, there were 14 of us raking his hay.
He's just your neighbor.
Yeah. So everybody shows up and does his stuff.
So you guys are really connected.
Yeah, we're really connected. We, like us farmers in this area, we have like a pasture walk. We go out through the pastures and we just go over the farms and help each other. That's one thing. In construction, that was a big eye-opener to me. In construction, you don't tell all the people your secrets.
Okay.
Because it might hurt your business, and you don't help each other out as much. You have to do your work, or somebody else might come in and do your work.
Okay.
On a farm, if you don't do your work, it doesn't get done. But the farmers are so willing to share.
Huh.
Anything.
Is it because no one can come and take your field? Your field is your field, and there's no competition, or what?
Yeah, there's not really, no, there's no really competition, but as far as just helping. Like one year I was hurt. I had a skid loader accident, I had a broken arm, I had surgery on my knee.
In 1 year? In 1 year?
Yeah, in 1 year.
Jeez.
And I got caught in the PTO.
What's the PTO?
Like the power takeoff on a tractor,
okay.
or a power cart.
Okay.
It was going to the picker. Anyway, just for example, the church, most of the church and some of the neighbors showed up like one morning and we hauled 80 loads of manure. Stuff like that. People just showed up and did it.
So you're sitting at home on the couch?
Yeah, and
everyone came in and helped. Yeah. That's beautiful.
And
so back to the original question, when you look out to the rest of the world, you're not seeing as much of that going on?
No, I don't see that as much. Neighbors helping each other, and so and it might be, I might not see it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think it depends.
It really depends.
But it takes a certain type. You got to like hard work. Because I saw you last night at, 9 o'clock, and you probably finished at 10, right?
Yeah, we were done wrapping at 10. And right at 10, I got in the house.
And then when were you up this morning?
A little bit before 4.
So you guys are going to bed normally at 10, getting up at 4?
During the winter, it's usually 8:30.
To bed?
Yeah.
Do you have electricity in the house?
No, well, we have kind of like electricity. It's off of like solar power.
Okay.
And every time like our motor runs to milk, it charges a battery. Then we have a big battery pack. And that same as creates the electricity.
Gotcha.
And so yeah, 8:30 during the winter, and the summertime it varies. It'll vary from 9 to 11. And if there's a lot of hay, it can go later.
You gotta do the hay when it's here, right?
Yeah.
It's really cool, Ivan. I really respect the way you guys held on to your values. Especially this last year. English world got a little mental.
Oh, with the COVID. Yeah, well, we had the COVID in this area too. It was just a bad flu.
Is that all it was? Everyone got it, right? Pretty much?
Pretty much everybody got it, yeah. It was the spring, I think, is when that went through. Okay, I go like this?
You just point it like that?
Okay.
So what am I doing? I'm just holding it like this? Holding the strap like this?
Yeah, and then you make sure you get like an athlete. I probably didn't get that. Okay.
Ivan, you're natural. I'm not sure if I'm a natural here.
Next week, it's totally different.
What is it?
Hopefully some fishing.
Oh, okay, great. You have good fishing around here?
Well, we go to we're hoping to go to my cousin's pond, just a farm pond.
Okay.
They have a cabin, and it's way back in. It's really nice.
Gotcha.
You'd love it.
Oh, I would.
And they can swim, and
they have a lot of responsibility, but a lot of freedom,
yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like they have to do their chores, right? There's no avoiding that.
If they don't, somebody else will have to do them. Yeah, but yeah.
So your kid, there's no technology in the house, right?
As far as
no TV, no computers, no phones.
No.
Obviously, hay time you're working, but like when it's not as busy, what are you doing at nights?
reading is something we really, all of us like to read.
You read a lot.
Yeah.
What do you guys like to read?
Oh, mostly it would be nonfiction, so that would be the true books is
Okay.
what we normally do.
What do you like? Like what topics?
I like history.
Okay.
I like history. World War II.
Yep.
They read a lot of books on that, on the Jews, as far as when they got is it the Holocaust?
Yeah.
That.
Your kids are reading that.
Yeah, a lot of those books. Like every 3 weeks, I'm not even sure, 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And sometimes I get maybe one book read, sometimes none.
Yep.
But depending on, I might get 3 or 4 of them read. So,
You don't use Amazon?
No.
You know of Amazon,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's all done through local stores here.
Yeah, it's mostly everything's local.
But what I'm learning here is, like, whatever's the simplest way, in a way. Like
Not always, but yeah.
But then again, technology, what we did yesterday would be easier with machines.
Oh yeah.
But it'd be a totally different experience.
Yeah, it would be a different experience.
Like I see when you're on there, it's almost like, maybe it gets boring. I wasn't on there for that long, but it's almost like meditation. You're like connected with the land a bit.
You get connected with the land quite a bit. You do. Just like, look at this. You're totally relaxed. Okay, see those lines on the side there? It's always on the left side. There's a small line.
I don't know if you can see those.
There's only a shade difference, and it kind of looks like ripples.
Okay.
You see those ripples?
Yep.
Those are what we call happy lines. If they have those, they're relaxed, they're happy. You can see a couple ripples on that one too.
So you really believe that? So if they have that, do you notice that their behavior?
Well, and also they get plenty to eat, they're in good shape.
So a cow that has happy lines, are they going to produce better milk?
Probably, because the cell count would be lower probably. If a cow's relaxed and feeling good, and how should I say, they enjoy life, they should have happy lines. They should give good milk.
What about Amish people? Do you guys have happy lines?
We have happy lines here.
You know, but
know.
I've seen a lot of guys that do. Because if you get on that pie program every day, you know,
but it's good.
I've been eating pie every day.
Oh, every day.
Yeah.
You'll get happy lines. The boys really love it.
So you all have a close relationship with your cows.
Lot more so. And same way with the calves. If they're used to you when they're young and they grow up with you, it's a big difference.
So if a cow dies, is that a sad thing?
It's a very sad thing, yeah. I should probably go out and...
All right.
She's got it.
Oh, okay, they went off the road.
Yeah, probably a lot of horses don't like that shack there. There used to be pigs in there.
Okay, so every time the horses go by this shack, they get scared, spooked.
Yeah, they smell pig, and they hate pig. I don't know why. Did you have a ride on those already? You didn't have any buggy ride?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Well, maybe we should hitch up and go for a ride.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I mean, we need bees. That's the main thing that keeps us going.
Bees.
Bees and stuff like that to pollinate all our plants.
What's up with bees right now? Is that a healthy ecosystem, or are there issues?
I think it's better than it was.
Okay, because I don't know much about
the
bees, but
how should I say, the radio waves probably affect them more than anything.
What, like the cell phone towers?
Yeah, I'd say those will probably affect them more than anything. Like that horse right there, I know who that is. That's somebody in our church, and she's going up to her mom and dad's place.
You know what she's doing right now?
Yeah, it was just a small whatever.
Okay.
A small tree, and so it's not old, but it's a silver maple, and they're really fast growing. They're really enjoying it this morning.
What are they doing? Just cruising around for fun?
Yeah, they're making some fence up here.
They're making a fence?
Yeah, we want to put the dry cows in the back where we took some hay off.
You guys in Amish country do such a great job with your landscaping. Gardens, flowers.
Well, it's something we like.
My theory is it comes from Swiss heritage.
Yeah, you were saying yesterday, but I really think that's some of it, like the like that. I really...
Because I've never seen farms, dairy farms, where they care this much about their gardens. And it's like you're doing enough work in the field. The last thing most people are doing is spending time in the garden.
Well, that's how I relax. Well, there's a lot of farmers that stop in, and
So you got a pretty social life out here.
yeah, there's neighbors, there's farmers, but yeah,
What-
we don't get out out much at all.
You stay within your zone.
Yeah.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's your zone? The 2-mile radius, something like that?
Yeah, 2, 3, and then there's more. That's my neighbor there, the ones that live right up here, the next house out.
So I noticed that a lot of people have battery-powered bikes.
Yeah, that really,
Is that changed recently, like
Yeah.
last few years?
in the last couple of years, it's really changed.
So before everyone was pedaling.
Yeah, she probably still needs to pedal to keep going.
Okay, okay.
But they came to get posts.
Oh, they're working on the fence?
Yeah. See that dog?
Yeah.
He'll wait. So he's gonna wait until they come back. He's not supposed to cross
He waits.
the road.
He waits right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's not supposed to cross the road.
Rex.
Rex, yep.
Okay.
Rex is, was kind of neat. I bought him from a friend. He was born in this neighborhood, and he's always been here. His whole not on this farm, but within 3 miles probably. And he's probably had 4 different owners. Those Martin houses. Come.
Horses always scared me. I've rode them a couple times. Well, it's like one bee sting and you're done, you know? They freak out. What are you gonna do?
I think that's where the biggest problem is, the big farms. Big ag.
That's the big threat.
That's the biggest threat.
Like, how do you compete with those guys with all
There's
the
no
machinery?
way you can. And they get all these government subsidies, and
The Amish don't?
no. Well, we probably could. We don't know.
Why not?
I guess we try not to depend on government. We take care of our own. It's kind of what we go on. Big farms, a couple thousand cows.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how they do it. As far as what lifestyle that would be, and even the cow's lifestyle. Can you imagine? You never get out on pasture, and it
It's
would.
like a factory, huh?
Yeah, it would be like a factory.
So to compete against that, when they have the machinery and the subsidies, how do you do it?
Niche market.
You're
Like the
organic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
They can't do organic?
Not like we do. How can you graze a couple thousand cows? I'm really curious. How many people die in 14 years? Because my grandfather, this was his farm. He died in 2006. He got a letter on the mail this year, just past the election, before election, that like for an absentee ballot.
Come on.
Yeah, 14 years ago he died. How does that work? You know what I could have done? I could have sent that in. I could have sent it in and voted for him probably.
You guys are pretty much away from politics, right?
Yeah,
You're not-
but I was like, you know what? In 14 years, how many people die? How many people that already died voted in this past election? I don't know.
And you guys don't vote typically?
Some of them do. I know some of them do, but
The majority don't, right?
Yeah, majority don't.
And that's because you're in your own, how do you say it? You're in your own world.
We might be too much of that in our own world.
You connect with your people, not so much the state or the government, right?
Yeah.
Well, these days, it's probably a good
See how
thing.
he's trained? Don't turn around. And step. See the seal on the wheel? Yep.
So the steel on the wheels is old order. And is that just to keep it more pure? Like rubber's a newer material? or
Not
what?
really. It's just something they've stuck to yet, I think.
So there's a lot of things you just stick to, and your parents did it, so you do it, and you just pass it down.
There's probably more of that. Actually, come around, check on our efforts.
Land is very expensive out here, right?
Yeah.
Like I heard 30,000 an acre.
Yep. That's all they use.
And then this is between Collier and parking zone.
This is the parking zone.
When was this built?
62.
1962?
Yeah, the old one.
Do you like seeing the old stuff going away and the new stuff coming in, or what's your thoughts on that?
I don't like it.
Because I gotta say, this old school's got some style to it.
I don't like it, but hey, it wasn't safe. The foundation wasn't good. The block were cracking at some points. You could see actually out through the joint. It wasn't good anymore. As you can see, only single pane windows, but yeah, you can take a look in here.
So it's pretty cold in the winter here.
Yeah, but we had a good furnace in here. See all that insulation.
Yep.
So we made a mess last night. That was the furnace room in the back. See, there's concrete on top.
So when did this go up? This last year?
Yeah, just this summer.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Went up quick.
Yeah, it went up quick.
So do you feel like some of your culture goes away when you go from the old schoolhouse to something new? Or not so much?
Not so much on schools, I don't think.
Okay. I mean, it's a much better zone, obviously, inside here.
Yeah. Yeah, we were going to reuse some of this, but it's just not working out. It's not working out. This is the flooring that was in, and it's...
Oh, this is the flooring.
Mm-hmm.
Look how thick it was back then, huh?
It's not working out as far as what we were hoping. And, so yeah,
This is the one-room schoolroom.
Yeah, and it's, you almost get claustrophobia in here because of the low ceilings. We're not used to that.
Oh, right.
Because the old schoolhouse had like 10-foot ceilings. So this will take something to get used to.
Who paid for this?
The community did.
So how does that work?
The community makes up money for new schools. You pay in like a fund so much every year. And then that goes to the schools to get so much, and every school gets allowed that much for a new schoolhouse.
Who's paying for the teachers?
The district will pay for the teachers.
As in Ohio State?
No.
Government money?
No, it's whoever's sending pupils.
The parents? The parents,
yeah. The average teacher age is probably 18 to 20.
Why so young?
It works. It definitely works.
It works. So they get out of school. It's 1st through 8th grade, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to high school.
Mm-mm.
And then 8th grade is what age? Like 14?
They'll be 14 when they get out.
The teacher has kids after that, after they teach?
Yeah. A lot of times they get married and then they're done teaching.
Okay, so it's like a few years, most teachers. Gotcha.
Now there's some that don't marry right away, and they might teach for maybe 10 years.
Okay.
5 years is...
About matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff to do. There's games to play. There's sitting around a fire. There's all kinds of stuff to do. It keeps you hopping. There's, like tonight, there's practice singing in the church. We go practice some songs, and every other Thursday night, a lot of times we play volleyball.
Your ears are tuning in on all these birds?
Yeah.
And everything?
I love bird watching. So I hear all these birds. Like if they're migrating, I see a lot of them, but yeah, we pick up that sound because that's something we love to do is bird watching. And
so how many different types of birds are here, would you say?
If you count the migrating birds and everything, 237. I'm not even quite sure on the number.
But there are hundreds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. With migrating it. Now just the summer birds, it's probably around 100. Just the summer birds.
And you know 100 different noises? You know other...
Oh yeah. More than that. One that horse this morning. Fine.
The horses know what the stop is?
Oh. And they know which way to stop. Knock 'em.
You just pick one up.
$1.50. Then you put it in that jar.
Do you wish all these trucks and stuff weren't here or what?
It would be nice, yeah, but then again, can you imagine how the economy would be if we wouldn't have them? You get used to it.
Yeah. This is Schwarzentrooper, yeah?
Yeah.
No power lines,
No.
no cars.
No. I know they're now our school district.
Massive gardens.
Yeah.
This would be Old Order.
Yeah. There's two donkeys. They use those for right here.
But they don't have power lines.
Nope, they don't have power lines. No, the old orders don't have power lines either.
Right. So even though it's like a modern house, looking house, they don't have.
No.
Do they have electrical plugs in the house?
Some of them do and some of them don't.
Okay.
It depends.
So some are running off solar.
Yeah.
So that's the other big industry out here. Number one is agriculture, or is furniture number one?
Almost in this community, it's almost furniture and construction probably.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're a minority.
Oh.
Farming is minority. That's great, right there.
So when we're going down, you're hitting that brake.
See how I can get these tight if I brake real hard. See how he's pulling now?
Yeah.
See now that's tight.
How many acres?
I think it's 154.
How much?
Oh, he probably won $3 million for it.
How does anyone pull that off here?
Construction guy or furniture, they might have it. They might not have it, but they can make it.
But I'm actually surprised how well off this Holmes County is.
Oh, there's a lot of rich people. This is the hay we'll bale dry.
When, today?
Probably not today. I don't think it's going to dry enough. Now, if I wouldn't, I have that practice singing with the church tonight, and then I probably would bale it. And we might bale the back part of it.
Your dream to buy that farm, 154 acres.
It's close. One of the boys could farm it. Oh, it would be so nice. I just
But
love.
you want to take on that much more work?
Oh, I do it just so that they can farm. Yeah, I'd do it.
For the kids?
Yeah, and that way if they'd have the chance to farm, because I only have one farm, and so only one of the boys can farm. So
that your farm could not sustain your 3 boys.
No.
You need to get more farm.
Yeah, and that's not possible in this area.
So what are they going to get into, construction or something?
Yeah, or if they can somehow, it's a running joke with my neighbor. He moved to New York where there's a lot more farms available.
Yeah.
And I always had this joke with him, which one of your boys is going to farm? Or are they all going to marry for a farm? Is it just going to be married for a farm, or are they going to marry because they want to marry this girl, or is it just going to be for the farm?
So that happens? Would it happen?
I don't think that would
Or it's
happen.
more of a joke?
Yeah, it was more of a running joke.
Okay.
Because it's not possible to buy any farm. Like this got sold, this guy over here owns this. I think he paid like 12,000, I'm not even sure, 12,000, 13,000 acre. Right now, this would be 30,000 acre plus. 2 of his children might put a house in here, then it's gone. They'll never come back.
Is that happening out here in Holmes County?
Yeah.
Some of the fields turn into homes?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
They need a place to build, and it's nice that they're close, it's community, but we lose the farms.
So renting the field makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah. This field would be 150. Everything
A year.
An acre.
Amazing.
150 an acre. So I have this pasture back here, and then this field. I rent 15 acres from him.
What advice would you have to give to the outside world? What could they learn from you guys? How about that?
Maybe we should be learning from them.
These days, no.
I think if they go back and base a lot of stuff off the Bible, I think a lot of stuff would clear up. How should I say that? As far as morally, I think that would help a lot.
So you're saying Christianity is what you need to be on board with? Yeah.
I guess that's what my idea would be, but
Yeah.
it's definitely not for everybody, as you know.
Yeah.
As you know, it's definitely not for everybody, and I respect that. As far as if they believe something else, that's okay. It's
But you're saying the outside world could use some of those values, maybe, or
more, yeah. If they'd have those values, I think it would really, because see how some of them would really think quite a bit different. The drug, alcohol, all that.
yeah.
That's not good, and the Bible clearly states that.
Yeah.
It's just,
And you have some of that hits everywhere, right? 'Cause
yeah.
humans are humans.
Humans are human, and you can have that even in this community.
Yep.
You can have that in this community.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot to learn from you guys, because I see what's missing is family values, like just doing dinner every night or even once a week. That's sort of gone away for a lot of people. You know,
That would be tough. Only once a week would be tough.
Doing dinner with the family.
That would be tough. As far as if you wouldn't get to be with the family, but once a week, I think that would be tough.
How many nights a week do you do dinner? Every night?
Every night.
So once a week would be.
Yeah, I mean there might be maybe once a night that somebody's missing. Once a week, I should say,
okay.
That somebody's missing, but most of the time, no, everybody's home and
doing dinner.
Yeah.
You think that's important?
Yeah, very important.
What keeps you strong? I understand religion.
And the community, church, I couldn't do without the church. I simply couldn't.
Because it's your glue, right? It's your bond. It's your community.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I could make it without that.
Some people leave it, right?
Yeah, there's some people but they still, probably 99% would still go to a different church and cling to that church. That church relationship is probably big in this area and in other communities too.
You ever feel alone?
No. There's so many people around.
There is and there isn't. Like, I don't see anyone, but you know everyone, right?
Oh, there's...
You lock your doors on your house?
No.
You're not locking much. There's nothing
No.
to lock. You don't lock anything at your barn or...
No.
People don't do that.
Oh, there's some that do, yeah.
Okay.
There's some that do.
You know, I grew up, we didn't lock anything. I grew up in the countryside.
But
in those times, now it would be different.
Yeah, it is different. And we do lock some, but...
Yeah.
It is, I guess if they want to get in, they probably get in anyway.
Yeah,
and
that's how it is.
Why, I don't know, I guess respect would go a long way. Why would you want to go and steal from somebody? Which I guess you said 950, it's not a big deal in San Diego.
San Francisco. There's it's now a misdemeanor, which most aren't getting prosecuted, so there's a lot of thievery going on.
So,
what do you think of that?
Well, I don't think
you could walk into a store and take up to $950 of whatever.
Could you even ask the clerk if it's okay? If am I close to 950?
Well, at the Walgreens where I used to live nearby, the guy said people would try to return the products they stole without a receipt. That's how brazen they've become.
Wow. But no, I guess it's not a laughing matter, really.
It is, really and it's so crazy. It's laughable, but the fact that it's reality is a little bit sad.
That is sad. That is so sad. And I think, just take that for example. You shouldn't steal, but really, what are they taught when they're young?
Yeah.
Do they have a chance? Are they innocently stealing?
What do you mean innocently stealing?
Were they ever told that you're not supposed to steal?
Okay.
Or are they taught you're just not supposed to get caught stealing?
Okay. So it's all the influences.
Yeah. Is that?
Maybe. I mean, I would think everyone sort of knows it's the wrong thing to do. But,
yeah, but
if everyone around you is doing it, you sort of become what you're around, right?
And if you're taught, just don't get caught stealing, other than you should not steal, I don't know.
Everyone's got problems. You have different. Your problems here are different, completely different than the outside world.
I mean, we're human. There's problems in here, but I guess.
What are the biggest problems, would you say?
My biggest problem is being a good father to my children.
Why?
As far as just trying to be the best I can as far as for my children, but I'm human.
Yeah.
It's they get frustrated with me, I'm sure.
Okay.
I might be working too much one day. I might be I might have to be on the phone quite a bit one day, and I should be working. Stuff like that. And they might have to pitch in and do a little bit more work because I couldn't be at work all the time. Still, we're just human, but we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun at home.
Looks like it.
It's just, I can't imagine not having that. Growing up, I had 7 sisters and 2 brothers. So when I was in the middle, and there was always something happening. You can imagine.
Yeah.
Always.
I bet. You're never bored. Huh?
No, all the cousins. We had a lot of fun. Oh, we had a lot of fun. There's so many memories, and we had so much fun growing up.
There's so much to learn from you guys, I'm telling you. You're worried about being a good father. I don't know you. We met yesterday, but I'm seeing the environment you have with your kids and the work you're doing together and all the time together, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty rare these days.
It probably is, but then again, I had, back to influence of parents. I had that growing up.
Yeah, so that's what you know.
Yeah.
You thought we were just going on a nice little ride, and I'm asking you these hard questions.
I think it's a really tough situation where a lot of these children are growing up in, and it's too bad. They really don't have a chance. Now for me, I have to watch that I'm not too tough on the kids and they get bitter because I'm too tough on them.
Yeah, how do you know what the line is there?
You tell me.
I don't know. I don't have kids.
It's a tough one there, and it's
so you got to go hard enough where there's discipline, but too hard they're gonna resent you.
Yeah, and you have to do it with how should I say?
Compassion?
With love and compassion. You have to do that. And let's say from about 15 through 20, you're definitely going to know more than I do. Because I know I went through that stage. My dad didn't know anything.
Okay, yeah.
As a father, you just can't, it's so hard to grasp that your 16-year-old, everything you do might be wrong. Is what they're showing, but they still respect you, they still respect you. It's just, it's a tough age.
It's got to be tough with all the technology too these days.
It is. That's tough.
Like they all want that, don't they? Or
probably at some point. But if you tell them what the danger is, it's a big difference. I don't know why we humans don't. Why can't we just learn?
And it's like Holmes County's like 50-50, right? 50% Amish.
I guess I don't even.
That's what I heard.
Know. Yeah, I guess
Something
I don't
like
even know for sure. But yeah,
But it's going more in the direction of Amish. You guys having more kids.
And that's probably why the land prices are going up.
Trying to interrupt. Trampoline repair.
Yeah, and they do tarps.
But a lot of Amish have trampolines, huh?
Yeah.
Your house is massive.
Yeah, it's huge. It's over 120 years old already.
How many rooms?
With the grandfather part, it's got 10 bedrooms. But the main house has 5.
The bit or
4 to 5, yeah.
4 to 5.
Yeah. Amish is more a way of a lifestyle.
And my question was, do the Amish look down on the outsiders because they maybe lost their way or live a different life? And you were saying...
I don't really think they do.
You don't think so much?
I don't think, no.
The feeling I get, you guys are so in your own world here. It's like that's another universe.
That's probably too much, so.
Hey, seems like you're doing fine here, so. I wouldn't worry about it.
You're probably right. That's probably too much. We're too much in our own little world and just wrapped around it. Look what he's got. He's got 3 worms, and that's going to be a...
What are you gonna do with the worms?
Oh, he's going to put them in a char, and that's what they eat.
So you really what eats?
They eat the milkweed.
One more chance.
Oh boy, you want me to hold it?
Oh! Wow. You're fast.
Okay, it's been nice to meet you.
Really nice to meet you. Thank you for everything you showed me.
And hopefully it answered a lot of questions, and it was fun.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
It was fun.
You guys are awesome. What a cool guy, Ivan. What an experience. Such beautiful insight to another person's world. And I was surprised a bit, actually, how much he opened up and you know, came out with his struggles. And I want to make that point here because I'm talking to a lot of people off camera too. It's not like, actually the majority is probably off camera. And a lot of people have said that. A lot of Amish people have said that. They're like, look, our lawns are perfect, and we know our gardens are nice and everything's clean. But we have our problems too. We're humans just like everybody else. We have our own set of problems in our culture. And I want you to keep that in mind while I'm showing, you know, all these beautiful and amazing things. I'm not trying to say it's utopia by any stretch of the imagination. You know, I think for some people, this is the best place for them. For others, it's not. And I think that can be said for everyone in every part of the globe. Well, hope you got something out of that. I think this is one of those days I'll treasure until the end. And how can you not love this? Beautiful Holmes County, Ohio. A unique Walmart with something you wouldn't see at any other Walmart in the world. Horse and carriage parking. This is Old-Order Amish. A lot of Amish people come here. Do you like living in Amish country?
Ignorance is bliss in some cases. This world runs all by itself.